Welcome. We're going to start on the floor. So go ahead and lay back. Knees bent, feet on the floor, arms out to the side. We're going to start by taking some deeper than normal breaths in. And as you take those breaths in and out, I want you to tilt your pelvis. So tilting your pelvis so that your low back arches off the floor, and then tilting your pelvis so that your low back creates more pressure across the floor. Just taking some breaths in, and as you breathe in, maybe your pelvis tilts up. As you breathe out, maybe your pelvis tips down. On your next pelvic tilt, where your low back comes into contact with the floor, bring both your knees up to your chest, grabbing your knees out nice and wide. Just rock side to side here, finding as much ease as possible. And then hold on to one knee while you let the other foot fall to the floor. We're going to grab behind the leg and we're going to bend and straighten the leg out, trying to get the leg as straight as possible. And if that means that the leg has to move away from the body, that's okay. And on your next straightening, I want you to point your toes up to the ceiling and then pull your toes down to your nose. Almost like you're pressing onto the gas pedal and then pulling that foot away. And then I want you to do 2 slow, controlled ankle circles with your legs straight. If the knee needs to be bent a little bit, that's totally fine. Both directions, a couple repetitions, and then bring both your knees into your chest one more time, rocking side to side. We're still just connecting in with ourselves, prepping ourselves for a little bit of core work along with some of our stretching. Now, the leg you just stretched out to the ceiling, set that foot down, straighten the other leg up towards the ceiling, and bend and straighten a couple of times. Just each time trying to straighten a little bit more. Normal to feel some tension as we're straightening and the back of the leg is having to lengthen. And then in that straight position, point those toes up and down. Maybe you haven't thought about your feet today or even in the past couple of days. Go through some slow, controlled ankle circles, at least 2 in each direction. Good. Go ahead and release that foot down to the floor. And bring your feet about hip width apart. We're going to reach our hands towards our feet. And as we reach our hands towards our feet with both of our feet planted on the floor, we're going to lift up from the breastbone and come up into a crunch. You're going to pause here for a moment, checking in with your pressure, your tension, spreading everything across the abdominal wall. Go ahead, set yourself down. If you get any neck tension, what I want you to do is this time you're actually going to reach your hands up towards the ceiling. And when you crunch up, reach your hands towards your knees. Bring your shoulders with you as you crunch up. Little pause here. It's okay to feel a bit of shaking, spreading that tension across, maybe breathing out, tightening up a bit, breathing into the bra band though. Good. Roll on down. This next time when we get up into our crunch, whether your arms are reaching to the ceiling or reaching to your heels, I want you to do some ankle taps. Reach for the ankles, crunching side to side, or reaching up for the knees, back and forth, breathing in and out, controlling what's going on through your abdominal wall. If you need a little break, take it now, set down, shake it out. If you don't need a break, just keep going. We're going to be here for about another 10 seconds. Just building up a bit of time, a little bit of tension, strength, awareness in that front abdominal wall. Good. Lower yourself down. Grab both your knees to your chest. Roll over onto whatever side you want. Whoop. In this fetal position, laying on your side, take your arm up over your head. And then open that arm up, pretending like you're drawing a snow angel. We're gonna rotate open. The other hand, the hand that's on the floor, your bottom arm, can reach the top knee. Kind of pull that knee down while you reach and go through at least 3 snow angel arms. So the arm is back behind me, the top shoulder, it's rotated open and reaching. Good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come up now onto your side. And we're going to get into our side body for a little bit of core work here. We're going to go from a straight arm today. Both knees bent, maybe the top leg straight, whatever you prefer. Now the wrist, let's just sit for a moment. Maybe we come into a 90-90, but let's just do a couple of wrist circles. We are going to be weight bearing through the wrist with that straight arm. And if we don't feel like that's going to be nice for us today, we can go from the elbow and reduce any additional soreness into the wrist, okay? So that wrist that's planted, it's going to be turned out away from you. Both knees down, like I said, or top leg straight. We're going to push into that bottom leg, ground through the arm. We're going to reach up into a side plank. Just come up here, pause for a moment, reach through your fingertips, reach through that top leg. Probably feels good to straighten it out. Good. Now lower your hip down, almost touch, then push up through that leg. We're going for 4 more. Drop the hip down, keep the top arm reaching, pressing through the hand, the lower leg, and my foot that's bent behind me. I'm pushing through the knee, the shin, and the foot. 1 more, lower down, reach up, and then lower yourself down onto your side. Bring those knees to your chest. We're going to roll open into the other sideline position. And we're going to take that top arm, reach it up overhead, and we're going to snow angel our arm, drawing a half circle. The bottom hand, if you want, can grab the top knee and go around in a circle with that arm, at least 2 or 3 in each direction. No rush here, some nice deep breaths. And then you know what's next. We are going to come up into that side plank, either on the forearm or on the straight arm. And we're going to lift up. You're going to pause and make sure that that side plank here feels good. And then after a bit of a hold, we're dropping that hip down, almost touch. Lift back up. When you lower down, the hip will come towards the floor, and it might also feel like you're kind of sitting your bum back. And then we're driving strong through that bottom leg. We got 5 reps here. Set the hip back. Bring it back up. A little pause in each position if you want, at the top and the bottom. Good. Awesome. Set that hip down. Now put both hands to the floor. We're going to bring our knees out wide with our toes together. We're just going to stretch out in front of us, reaching our hands, chest melting to the floor. Be active here just a little bit, reaching the hands, keeping the heels or the glutes reaching to the heels. Take a deep breath in, filling around your bra band. Inhale, filling, exhaling, that air leaving. And then come on up into tall kneeling. Before we get back through our little core circuit, we are going to sit with our toes pointed back, and we're going to bring our hands behind us. We're going to open up, so roll those shoulders back, and then push through the tops of your feet Lift your bum, little pause, keep the shoulders rolled back. 1, 2, 3, drop the hips. Stretching and strengthening in this position, lifting up tall. 3, 2, 1. One more time, strong through the arms, roll those shoulders back, lift up, you'll feel your bum squeeze. Good. And release that. Yes, always coming to steal the show, Kitty. Always coming to steal the show. All right, we're going to come back and we're going to go through our crunch side taps. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, when you come onto your back, you might lift one knee up and do your tapping here, or you might lift both up. And then we're imagining that we're reaching for that heel. Remember, we can also reach up to the ceiling. It's gonna feel like we might not have as much room in that crunch, so you might actually lower down a bit, then reach up and crunch. Lower down a bit, reach up and crunch. I'm gonna stay here for about another 30 seconds, so taking little rest breaks. We're building endurance here. Breathing and controlling the tension and pressure. Whether our feet are on the floor or they're lifted, one or both, just take your time. Be intentional. Last 10 seconds. So if you're resting, come back up. Reach up. Lift from the breastbone. Stay lifting. Finish up. 3, 2, 1. And rest down. If you need, bring those knees into your chest. You're going to roll onto either side. We're going to come back into our side plank. And we're going to add a little bit more movement if we want to potentially increase challenge in that side plank position. So you could be on your forearm, you could be on your straight arm. We're going to come into the lifted position. When we lower the hip down, we're going to bring the knee and the elbow together. Drive through the knee and the hand. Reach up. We're really going to side bend. Keep reaching as you side bend. Drop the hip, little hover, knee to elbow. If this is a lot, we can stay with our hip lift and lower. We might also just stay in that side plank, reaching the elbow and the knee together. So we can do it all, or we can do just a little bit. And we're going to work our way up. So if you need a little break, take a pause, lower down. We're working ourselves up somewhere to 8 to 10, maybe all the way up to 14 repetitions, depending on how we're feeling there. And then, of course, we are going to go over to the other side. So you can get to that other side however you want. Maybe it's rolling onto your back and then rolling over. Take your time here, work yourself up to 12, 14 repetitions from the elbow or the straight arm. We can just stay in that plank moving. We can add that hip dip. Good job here. Stay connected to the body, finding length, and then crunching down, opening back up. A couple more reps on this side. Good job here. Good. Set those hips down. All right, sitting on our bums, releasing our hands. We're going to get into our hips just a little bit. Take some nice deep breaths into our pelvis. So sitting in this butterfly position, but we're going to sit up nice and tall, hands pushing back behind us. We can be up on our knuckles. We don't have to put our fingers out to the side. We can be up on our knuckles here. We're going to lift up out of our pelvis. So here I'm rounded and slumped. From my knuckles or my fingers, reach up, bring your breastbone through, gently press your feet together, try to bring your knees to the floor. Pause here, take a nice deep breath. Actively trying to open my knees wide apart, and then allow yourself to round, bend those knees up, maybe grab your knees, hug them, little rock side to side. And then we're gonna open back up. Oh my gosh, I feel like a lotus flower right now. Those knees are gonna drop, gently pressing those feet together. It's coming up out of my pelvis, rising my chest, rising your chest. Wow, feeling powerful here. Nice deep breath in. And then flowers, they open and they close all the time. So go ahead, close on up, ground, grab those knees. Okay, we're gonna come into kind of like a V sit. So we're gonna have those knees bent and we're going to sit back. We're going to bring our hands up to our head. We're going to crunch up a little bit, bringing opposite knee to elbow. Maybe we're breathing out. It's totally fine to lean back. And then you might sit up a little bit taller in between your repetitions. Lean back, opposite knee to elbow. Maybe you sit up taller. Be really mindful of how you're moving through your spine and your core with spreading that tension, lifting up out of the pelvis. And when you need a break, straighten your legs out, round yourself forward. We're going to come through that again, so it's totally fine for you to take a break. Maybe twisting. I talk a lot about pressure management and tension. We really want this to feel like a whole body exercise here. So we're going to come into one more set of our, I don't know, elevated bicycles, V-sit bicycles. Doesn't matter what we call it. As long as we're feeling in control, we're enjoying what's going on. A little bit of a sit back to our rotation. Intentional breaths and movement. Awesome work here. Take a little break if you need. We're going to be here for about another 15 seconds. Sitting up as much as you want, leaning back as much. Again, spreading that tension. Good. And then if you want, curl on up and roll yourself onto your back. We're going to keep our knees to our chest and either one leg or both. Forearms on the inside of the knees. Reach up for the feet. We've got a happy baby here. If we have a hard time reaching the feet, we can grab the shin. And the goal here is to get those knees wide, stretch through the groin. Take some nice deep breaths into our low back that we can feel, gently pressing onto the floor. Breathing in, expanding through the low back, the pelvic floor at the bottom of the core. And then into that low belly. Maybe we let those knees bend, the heels come a bit closer to the back of the legs. Rocking side to side. Just taking a moment here. Whenever you're ready, you're going to release your feet. If you want, you can roll over. Maybe you decide to lay on your belly for a moment or just on your one side, but let's collectively take another 6 deeper than normal breaths, letting go of any additional tension that we don't need right now. Maybe doing a little body scan. Maybe you're laying in a different position, flat on your back. Maybe your knees are still to your chest. Wherever you are, just take these next 3 deep breaths. Just acknowledging where you're at and how you're feeling, how you showed up. You moved with such ease, such awareness, and support for yourself. It was so amazing to have you, and we will definitely see you again.